Tony Blair, the man who simply cannot be flushed, has been named in the Pandora Papers, which appear to show that he's doing his best to pay as little tax as possible. That's classic Tony, though, isn't it? The man hiked taxes for you and I during his first term as Prime Minister, but he's happy to spend some time on Mick Jagger's yacht talking to his accountant about how little money he can get away with paying back into the UK economy. Reports suggest that Blair saved around £300,000 when he and Cherie became the proud owners of a £6.5 million office building in 2017 by acquiring a British Virgin Islands company controlled by the family of Zayed bin Rashid Al Zayani, who's Bahrain's current Minister for Industry, Commerce and Tourism. But this kind of thing is just par for the course for Blair, isn't it? I can't believe we still hear from this guy. I can't believe anyone listens to him. I can't believe he shows his face in public. And I can't understand how he sleeps at night, and not just because he's next to Cherie. Tony Blair left his mark on Britain, but unfortunately, that mark should have the word skid before it. Education, education, education. Massive debt, massive debt, massive debt. He's the reason everyone feels like they have to go to university and get a Desmond Tutu in something pointless while simultaneously trapping themselves in a never-ending cycle of student debt that they will be saddled with for the rest of their lives. He's responsible for mass immigration into the UK. Under old Tony, net migration averaged 200,000 per year between 1997 and 2010. 5 times higher than under the previous government. So by definition, Blair is personally responsible for a lot of the issues that we have today, caused by massive, rapid population growth, NHS waiting times, class sizes in schools going through the roof. Talking of roofs even, there's a housing crisis as well, isn't there? Cheers, Tony. And then, of course, there's the war, isn't there? Which is absolutely massive. An estimated 500,000 people died as a result of our invasion of Iraq, which was done to get rid of weapons of mass destruction, which didn't actually exist. People can make their own minds up about whether or not Tony Blair knew there were no weapons of mass destruction, whether or not he and Alistair Campbell sexed up false intelligence in the run-up to the war. People have to make their own minds up about that, and whether or not someone at The Hague may want to have a word with them both. I have my own views, of course I do. The other reason why we supposedly went to war in Iraq was to bring peace and democracy to that part of the world, and of course, make us safer at home. Well, how's that worked out? Blair kick-started a death spiral in the Middle East. It's got more terror organisations than I've had hot dinners, and I think the irony is that Saddam Hussein is probably more popular than Blair with the people of Baghdad. Would ISIS be the group they are today if it wasn't for our invasion of Iraq? Maybe, but I think not. The invasion of Iraq has been a direct cause of many terror attacks committed here in the UK. So who has blood on their hands there? If Blair had his way, our currency would currently be the euro, and we'd be nothing more than a Brussels satellite state, which would have been all right for Tony, because he'd obviously be in charge of Europe. He was so desperate to be in charge of the EU that he even brokered a deal with our European friends and increased the amount of money that we gave to Brussels by 63%. Look, I do think that Tony Blair maybe is a bit of a wrong-un, and his wife pretty questionable as well. Cherie has a track record of representing some pretty dodgy people, like Abdullah Yameen, former leader of the Maldives, who is not exactly known for standing up for people's human rights. I'm not surprised Blair didn't want to pay the 300 grand in tax, because I don't think Blair actually cares about Britain. I think the only thing he cares about is himself, money, power and powerful people.